Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, but we are ready to get started. I am Peter Whalen. I'm one of the designers on the Hearthstone team, and I am joined here by Regiskillbin, streamer extraordinaire.
Hey, Peter. Thank you for the nice introduction, guys. If you don't know me, I'm a YouTuber, streamer. I like to have fun in Hearthstone, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do today, talking about Rastakhan's Rumble. Peter, tell me about it.
It should be pretty awesome. We have a bunch of cards to reveal. We're going to show off, I think, 5 cards, and then we're going to do a bit of gameplay. We're going to play a game against the amazing Ryan Masterson, and we'll show off some cards in that way.
We're going to win a game against Ryan Masterson.
Absolutely going to win a game. And it depends a little bit on which deck you guys pick for us. We have 2 decks planned out, and you're going to vote to decide which team we actually get to play.
Mage.
But before we do that, let me ask you a couple of questions. How are you? What do you think about the expansion so far?
Well, Peter, it's one of my favorite themes we've had in a really long time. I like all of them, but I grew up playing World of Warcraft, spending time in the Gurubashi Arena, so this feels like a real nostalgic trip back to me. It's going to be amazing. I love trolls. I love Loas. You guys nailed it with the fantasy, so I'm incredibly excited. I think I'm more excited about Rastakhan's Rumble than maybe I've ever been before. And the cards we've seen so far are already incredible, so I can't wait to see what's in store for today.
That's awesome. I spent a lot of time stealthed in Gurubashi Arena, waiting for other people to fight so I could just ninja the chest. I don't know what you were doing there, but...
Well, we used to be friends.
Yeah, Gurubashi Arena is amazing, and now we've got all of the troll teams from across Azeroth coming together to just beat each other up. Which Loa are you going to root for?
Well, I'm kind of waiting until we see all the different Loa cards until I decide exactly who I'm going to pledge my allegiance to. But so far, I think I'm with Bwonsamdi and his zombies, mostly because of the rhyme. Bwonsamdi zombies.
They do have the best name.
Is incredible, but also just a recognizable character from Warcraft lore that I connect to. So that's probably where I'm at. Plus, the Spirit card looks amazing in combination with Bwonsamdi. I'm really excited to try all kinds of different decks there. So for now, Bwonsamdi, but I'm reserving the right to change as we see more Loa cards. I don't know if we're going to see any today. I don't know what cards we're going to see, but I hope so. I hope maybe I'll change
well, we'll see. So I guess that means we should start taking a look at some cards. But before we do, let's introduce the new mechanic for this expansion. It is Overkill. Overkill is the keyword that captures the trolls just styling on their opponents. And it means that if your card deals extra damage, more than you need to kill a minion, or actually the enemy hero, then you get a bonus. So we've seen things like Baited Arrow, which is a spell that does 3 damage. And with Overkill, summon a 5/5 dinosaur. So if it does
like dinosaurs
more damage than you need to a minion, you've got a 2 health minion, then you get a 5/5 dinosaur out of it.
Yeah, that's incredible, and it's exciting. So are we going to see an Overkill card now?
We are going to see an Overkill card right now, and I heard you like dinosaurs.
I do love dinosaurs, so let's flip it. Let's see. Oh, the Ironhide Dire Horn, a 7-mana, 7/7 Overkill, summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt. So it's not just one dinosaur. It sounds like we're going to get 2 dinosaurs. And this is for Druid. So talk me through this card, Peter. What do you like about this one? Why is this so exciting and such a great fit for Druid?
So, I mean, it's a 7/7 dinosaur. I like dinosaurs a lot, too. I really, really like dinosaurs. This is, in fact, not the only dinosaur we're going to see on stream today. But this is one of the cards that we were talking about doing for BlizzCon, actually. When the audience voted, there were 3 cards that we didn't get to see at BlizzCon, and this is one of them. We actually got to see Baited Arrow instead. They're both pretty cool cards. There's several Overkill cards that play into the dinosaur thing, mostly because dinosaurs are giant and smashy and like styling on their opponents or just like squishing them. So this is one of those pieces.
One thing I like about a card like this is that, this is the first time I'm seeing it, but sometimes when you're playing a big minion in Hearthstone, like one of these big kind of mid to late game style minions that maybe doesn't have taunt or a battle cry, you can just feel like you play out the stats and maybe it doesn't do anything immediately. But giving it Overkill means that it's going to have an ability to kind of spin up over time and start to add up to a lot of extra value, because the Overkill can't just go off once. It could go off twice, 3 times, and
Absolutely.
suddenly playing this minion where you're committing a lot of tempo and a lot of mana to it, that's going to pay off. And it allows you to snowball into some really cool opportunities, which, of course, in Druid is an especially good fit because you have all the ramp cards in Druid. So 7 mana for Druid doesn't always
it's
feel
like turn 2 or
7
turn 3
mana.
or whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
You're playing Wild Growth and Nourish and Direhard and Direhorn, and then if your opponent can't answer it immediately, it can start to do some crazy things. So I can already envision a lot of decks for this card. Not to mention, I mean, look at that incredible artwork. We've got, I don't even know exactly what kind of dinosaur this guy is.
It's a Direhorn. It's the Triceratops type.
The Triceratops of the Hearthstone world. But he's got all kinds of different armor and some
yeah,
crazy
trolls love decking their dinosaurs.
I don't even know what this is. Some kind of skull cannon it looks like on the side. I'm
yeah,
not even
absolutely.
totally sure. But this looks like an incredible card.
It's pretty cool.
So, Peter, walk me through Overkill a little more. Like, what was the process for determining this keyword? And, like, did it start out as something else and change into the final version?
Sure,
Describe
yeah. So
that process.
Overkill's something we've had for years, since before I joined the Hearthstone team, that maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
It was one of the things we were exploring for Blackrock Mountain. So, like, we have dragons, and dragons are big, and it's the theme for Blackrock. And so we wanted a keyword that said, you've got giant minions, let's make them awesome. And so Overkill, something in that vein. In that case, it was more damage was going to carry over to the enemy hero, which wasn't actually the most fun version of it. So when we got to Witchwood, we were trying other versions of it. We had Splatter, which is a great name, and it meant your damage when you hit a minion carried over to minions nearby. And so it would, it would splash and kill all of your opponent's Silverhand recruits. That was okay. But there was a lot of randomness there, and it felt kind of bad, and you felt dumb when you played your 1/1 and the damage splashed over and killed your 6/6. So we tried it out again with Rastakhan's Rumble because we wanted another thing that captured the styling on your opponent, and this was the best version that we found of it. It's actually really cool. The binary, do you get the bonus, do you not get the bonus, has very interesting decision-making. We tried the version where it was just Overkill gain armor, and so you would get armor for each point of Overkill. So if you Overkilled by 7, you'd get 7 armor or draw 7 cards or whatever the card was. That was okay, but it had the problem where, again, you felt bad if you played your 1/1s. It was also a little bit mathy, and we couldn't make cards that were as interesting because they have to scale up to a lot. There's not that many things in Hearthstone that scale up to a lot. You can't summon like 8 5/5s. Your board just doesn't have that much space.
Right.
So the binary thing let us do cards that were more exciting and cooler. In general, we have Overkill cards, and they tend to do 2 or 3 damage. There's a handful of cards that do more than that, but the reason is it's just more interesting when it's the 2, 3, 4, 5, because you're trying to figure out how exactly do I trade my minion in. 1's not that interesting for Overkill for obvious reasons. It's very hard to make it happen.
You'd have to buff or add to it, yeah.
But 7 is a lot. It's not an interesting decision, but tends to make you feel really good for smashing their minion instead of going face.
Yeah, exactly. So am I hearing that maybe most or all of the Overkill cards we're going to see in Rastakhan's Rumble will be that binary style? They won't be based? Okay, that's...
Overkill's always binary.
That's good to know. And I think one of the cool things about Overkill is the sort of impact or influence it's going to have on smaller minions, tokens, things like Shaman Hero Power or Paladin Hero Power. Some of them become a lot more interesting and risky, perhaps even, in
absolutely.
an Overkill environment. So that could really make some big changes to the meta and how things move around. I'm really...
There's definitely some gameplay there.
I'm really excited to see that. So this is a great dinosaur. I like Direhard and Direhorn a lot, but I have a feeling this is not your favorite dinosaur, Peter.
This is not my favorite dinosaur in the set.
What is your favorite dinosaur? Tell me.
My favorite dinosaur of all time, King Crush. My favorite dinosaur in this expansion, let's take a look.
Oh my gosh. Undasta, a 9-man, another 7/7. Dinosaurs are 7/7s.
Dinosaurs are 7/7. What
a neutral legendary here. Incredible artwork. Rush and Overkill, summon a beast from your hand. So Overkill and Rush, now that is a powerful combination because there's a lot of board states where you can basically guarantee and instantly activate that Overkill and do some really exciting things. So tell me about the design process behind Undasta.
Yeah, Rush and Overkill are great together. It was actually one of those things we had to be really careful about on the design side is don't just put Rush on every Overkill card because it feels so good. Let's just do it where it really matters. It turns out Undasta is where it really matters. This is a great card for if you've got giant beasts in your deck, like, say, King Crush, or other dinosaurs.
King Crush. Charged Devilsaur seems like it might be a great fit, too.
Ironhide Direhorn, say. You're just making a giant beast deck. Undasta's a great fit for it. And you're basically guaranteed to get the trigger. You've got Rush. There's always something on the board that has less than 7 health. If there isn't something on the board that has less than 7 health, you're probably either really happy or just really
you're
dead.
in a good spot anyway, or a really bad spot. So.
Or there's just like 4 Tarantuses on the other side, and you're not winning that game.
Exactly. So this seems like it'd be the best, most obvious fit in Hunter, but it is a neutral legendary. So we already saw a great big beast with the Ironhide Diehorn for Druid.
Yep.
Druid also has a lot of other beast cards.
Yeah, Tyrantus, for example.
Tyrantus is a perfect example. But are there any other surprising use cases for this card? Maybe in other classes. I'm thinking there are some, general beasts out there, the Corridor Creepers of the world, but that wouldn't be the most exciting.
Almost every single Loa is a beast.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So Shirvala is a great pull off of this. If you decided that you don't want to put big spells in your deck or like any spells, you could put Undasa in instead, and you can pull out your Shirvala.
That's very cool, because otherwise you'd have to play lots of big spells to reduce the cost of your Shirvala to make it playable. If you guys don't remember, it starts at 25 mana. Its cost is reduced by spells. But with Undasa, you can cheat that. And then you have 2 7-attack rush minions hitting the field on the
life
same
stealing
turn.
a lot.
Oh, my gosh.
It can be an enormous swing.
And every Loa, except for Bwansamdi, is a beast, too. So a lot of ways to play this. That is really exciting.
Some of them are less good with this card. Like, Hyreek is not that great.
Right. You don't want to pull a 1/1 by itself on the board. So if it has a battle cry, it's not going to be a good fit. But still.
But a lot of those classes don't do a lot of beast stuff anyway.
Right.
So Undasa is particularly interesting because you can guarantee you're just going to pull out your Shirvala because your Paladin deck doesn't have very many.
Well, and we have actually seen some beasts snuck into Paladin in previous expansions. I believe it's the Divine Charger, Divine Steed. I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah, the Rush guy.
Exactly, the Rush, the horse for Paladin. That is a beast, right? I think there was some.
I think so. Yeah.
There was some mix-up there, but I think that's right. But anyway, a great card with a lot of potential. So that's pretty darn exciting.
Yeah.
So now I've heard that dinosaurs long ago, but what's the modern day version of a dinosaur, Peter?
Well, we needed to have some really important cards you could pull from Undasta, some powerful beasts, especially with overkill synergies. And we love chickens. Like chickens are really the modern day version of dinosaurs.
They are. Birds evolved from dinosaurs.
Birds, of course. And so if you look at Gurubashi Arena, we needed to have a Gurubashi chicken.
Let's see, Gurubashi Chicken, a 1-mana 1/1 beast with overkill, gain +5 attack. Now you teased this a second ago that it's hard for a 1-attack minion to work with overkill.
It is.
But this is very reminiscent of our friend the Angry Chicken.
It is. It's the angriest chicken.
It's instead of enrage or taking damage buffing it, now it's got to have overkill to be buffed. So you got to find some sneaky ways to get this at a higher attack level, so that it can activate this overkill and get to an even higher attack level. So all kinds of beast synergy cards. I'm thinking about things like Houndmaster, for instance, might work really, really well.
For sure. Or just Blessing of Kings.
Blessing of Kings and Paladin. Paladin has a lot of buffs. Maybe this is the basis for a new quest buff Paladin deck. That could be pretty exciting.
Or at least like more chicken memes. We'll take more chicken memes.
You were very close to the chicken world, Peter.
I've had a lot of experience with chicken memes in the last couple months.
Maybe you're the Gurubashi chicken. So Paladin, Hunter seem like good fits for this. But you know what else might work nicely? I'm almost envisioning a bit of a beast token Druid deck. Maybe you get out some early minions in Druid. You buff them up with things like Power of the Wild.
Do some Mark of Yasharaj and wild token beasts.
Exactly, yes. And then suddenly you've got this really, really scary chicken. And by the way, can we talk about this artwork? Does it have an axe for a face?
No, they just put an axe on his face. He's just a normal chicken with an axe on his face.
Can you imagine a chicken flying at you with an axe on its face? That's actually what it will feel like in the game when this happens. I hope that you had to get in wardrobe and costume to mock this up for the artist.
It's a fantastic piece. I actually really like it. I think it's a pretty adorable card. It's not the cutest card in the set by far, but I think it's pretty cool.
It's adorable in a scary way, a bit like Feral Gibberer, one of my favorite cards.
Hey, Feral Gibberer is actually cute.
It's kind of cute, but also like a little bit terrifying, which
a little
I like.
terrifying.
So, are there any other interesting use cases or fun stories or examples you have of this card?
There's the Hunter spell, Bestial Wrath, that gives it immune and plus attack.
Ooh.
So that's another way you can make it get +5 attack.
That's a really cool example. Yeah,
we tried this out once upon a time in design at Overkill get +10/+10 because we thought it was going to be so hard to do. Turns out we can't do that. That's actually just insane.
For a 1-mana card, that's a lot of stats.
For a 1-mana card
with
Bestial Wrath, among other things. Yeah, that was that lasted for about 1 game.
Of course, yeah. Well, that's cool. So I think we have even more cards to see, Peter. What's up next here? What are you going to show me?
Yeah, we're going to show the other 2 cards from BlizzCon that we didn't reveal.
Ooh.
So this is the one that was up against Void Contract. This is a Paladin Epic Spell.
A new challenger. Oh, 7 mana spell for Paladin. Big spells we know, good for Shrivala. Says
Great for
discover
Shrivala, yeah.
a 6-cost minion, summon it with Taunt and Divine Shield. Wow. So only paying a small price here for mana, getting a 6-cost minion, 7 mana to do so, but you're giving it Taunt and Divine Shield, so it becomes this instant infusion of a big defensive body on board. And I'm trying to think of 6 mana minions might be a great fit
Boulder
here.
Fist Ogre?
Boulder Fist Ogre.
Straight up Boulder Fist Ogre is pretty good with Taunt and Divine Shield.
Exactly, yeah, for 7 mana. Karen Bloodhoof came to mind for me,
Karen
like
is
just
great.
a big pile of stats.
Mechanical Dragon from Boomsday, the 2/2 summon a 7/7.
Yeah, you get, so you get an annoying little token Taunt in the way, a bit like a Righteous Protector, but it's got a 7/7 hiding behind it. That's incredible, and I'm sure there are going to be even more 6-cost minions we haven't even seen yet in Rastakhan's Rumble. So
it's actually surprisingly interesting. We tried a bunch of different numbers. We tried Discover a 7-cost minion. We tried Discover an 8-cost minion. We tried 6, and 6 was actually the coolest. The one that there was the most interesting decisions. Oh, Wind Fury Harpy. Is pretty legit. If you give it Divine Shield.
Kill. And then you can set it up for buffs with Blessing of Kings, or Bone Mare on 8, whatever on curve play you want to make, and then boom, hitting for a ton. Now that's really nice, and of course it fits too with all kinds of different Paladin synergies. They love Divine Shield. They often like to play, slower style. Well, they can in the past, maybe not nowadays. That said, is this maybe the making of a new control Paladin, maybe a heal Paladin?
Potentially. We've seen Timeout, which is the defensive tool for Paladins, the kind of pseudo ice block.
Yeah.
3-mana spell, your hero's immune until your next turn, so maybe there's something in that space.
I know that a control Paladin is something I'd love to see return. We've had odd Paladin, even Paladin, a lot of faster Paladins lately. I want some greedy, big minions, control Paladin returning, lots of healing, lots of taunts, lots of Divine Shields, and just stay alive forever. That's what I want to see. So a card like this, that looks pretty exciting. That's a neat opportunity.
And that brings us to a good philosophical point, that we've seen a lot of these very aggressive Paladin decks, and so we tend to, when there's lots of aggressive Paladin decks in the metagame and we can't make them lots better, we tend to make cards that go towards other archetypes. Things like Shrivala, a new challenger, yeah, of course, that play into the more defensive side. And we haven't seen the Spirit of the Tiger or some of those other types of pieces, but because you've seen Shrivala, that kind of big spell Paladin deck, this slots into it.
Yeah.
A pretty good way.
Oh, man, maybe even a Spiteful Summoner deck here. I'm always looking for ways to play Spiteful Summoner.
A good dream,
although 7 mana is not as good anymore with Giggling Inventor in the pool. So it's a little tougher to make it work at 7 mana, and Paladin has some good 8-cost spells anyway.
Well, I think that brings us to a legendary minion, the card that was up against Hexlord Malakras at BlizzCon.
That's exciting.
He lost the fight there, but
Zentimo, the legendary troll champion for Shaman. 3 mana, 1/3. Whenever you target a minion with a spell, it also targets adjacent ones. Very cool. Now, we've seen similar effects like trading with the Cave Hydra, hitting minions adjacent to things. There's been spells that have done that themselves, but never a minion that sets that up for spells. So there are really 2 ways to use this. One is, you could lightning bolt your opponent's minions, and suddenly you hit 3 minions, but
turn
also
them all into frogs.
You could hex ×3. Wow, that actually seems really strong. But you can also use it on your own stuff too, potentially. Hitting
some
your
Rock
own
Biter,
minions.
some Wind Fury.
Oh.
Who can say?
Rockbiter is intriguing. Wind Fury. Are we actually going to see Wind Fury in play, Peter, because of Zentimo?
We'll see.
That would be incredible.
That's a scary thought.
Oh, man.
But maybe, there's some cool stuff you can do with him.
That's intriguing. And also, I will say, it kind of feels a bit like Electro Storm Surge in a way, too, where you've got a minion that's kind of affecting spells in hand and allowing you to do things you otherwise really shouldn't be able to do. Same mana cost. So very neat. And, oh, man. So what kind of deck do I want to put this in? It is a low cost card, so you could see this in an aggressive deck, maybe like you said with Rockbiters. But I kind of think maybe in a control deck too, it makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Yeah, I think if you have a spell type deck where you're doing things like lightning bolts or hexes, that's really where you're going to get the best value out of it. It's worth calling out if you lightning bolt something, you do overload 3 times.
Oh.
You get all of the side effects of the card too. In the case of overload, that's mostly negative unless you're holding something like Spellstone.
It's an emergency or an overload synergy deck. Oh.
If you're doing something like that, or you've got Tunnel Trug out, who can say? So that kind of thing where you're really removing your opponent's minions with Sentimo, that's tends to be the best place. And I'd like to point out that Shaman in this expansion are all about Kragwa's frogs, and Kragwa's very much in the spiritual side. They're playing up the voodoo and the magic, so you might see some other cards that synergize a little more with spells.
Oh, I like that tease. I'm excited. I think this card already has a lot of promise just on what we know now, but if there's more coming, that's going to be even better.
I think he's pretty cool. There's some good stuff that you can do with him, and he works pretty well with Electra too. That you get to...
I have a feeling there's going to be some crazy combos come out of this one, like some really sneaky stuff.
There's going to be some great stories.
Exactly. I'm sure the viewers out there are already cooking up lots of things. I'm not smart enough to think of just
Fill
yet.
your hand with Unstable Evolutions. Unstable Evolution, your whole board.
Oh, Unstable Evolution. Now, that sounds
There's
fun.
some cool stuff you can do there.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds so much fun. Oh, wow.
So that brings us to some gameplay.
Oh, we're going to get to play with some new cards. Okay.
So we've got 2 decks we're going to take a look at, and we're going to see one of the 2, and which one is up to you. So you need to hover over the screen to vote. We're using a Twitch extension for it, and there's either Janelized Dragonhawks, the Mage deck, or we're going to take a look at Hyrik's Bats, a Warlock deck that doesn't actually feature Hyrik or the Spirit of Hyrik. It has instead High Priestess Jeklik, the champion of the Bats. It's worth pointing out, we've shown Void Contract. Void Contract's a cool new Warlock card. It's not in the deck because we were worried about blowing up all of our cool reveal cards.
Perfect. So just to clarify, we're going to play one game.
One game.
We got a choice between
for all of the marbles.
And we're going to win. We got a choice between 2 decks. We got a Mage deck and a Warlock deck. And chat is going to vote using an on-screen extension for which deck they prefer.
Yep.
Mage.
Mage?
Not that I want to influence the vote. Mage. Or Warlock, maybe. Just a reminder, we haven't seen the Loa for Mage. I genuinely don't know if it's in the deck, but just a reminder, we haven't seen the Loa for Mage. So now it's intriguing.
No influencing though. Regis is an influencer. That's his job. So.
We can't see the vote. We don't know what you guys are.
We have no idea what's going on.
We're only gonna have to, I hope you guys will vote for Mage. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Wow. Well, I hope you vote for Warlock then.
You traitor, Peter. You traitor.
Well, we have to have some balance, or like pretend to be fair, to be balanced here.
Well, you do know the decks, I think.
I do know the decks, actually.
Maybe you guys should trust Peter. I don't actually know what's happening.
They're both pretty cool decks.
So
Mage has some good stuff going on. Warlock's had some good stuff going on.
It sounds like we can't go wrong, Twitch. And we're going to win anyway. We're going to play real... Oh,
all right.
We got word.
Right. Apparently Mage. We hope that's the one you voted for.
We know the winner. Mage wins. And we're going to play... I don't know if you guys can see the screen just yet, but Peter, are we going to play Chalky here?
Apparently.
Okay. We're going to play Chalky. I don't know if it's actually Chalky.
Yeah, it might be Ryan playing on Chalky's account. Don't account share. That's bad.
So we're not playing Hyrik the Bat. And
we're going to play
I have to be very careful. They said if I hit the wrong buttons, I could reveal the entire expansion.
Oh, man.
And
that's true.
Believe me, I'm tempted. Throw it all away to see the cards.
Blizzard jail forever.
But, yeah, I'm going to be careful. Blizzard jail is a scary place. There's crumbs of toast everywhere. But we're going to play Mage. And I'm excited. I'm
excited too.
I want to see a couple things. I want to see new cards, obviously.
This is one of my favorite archetypes in the expansion.
I want to see animations. I want to see artwork. Intriguing. We're already starting off on a high note.
Malacrass.
Already starting off on a high note. So Hexlord Malacrass. This card's already been revealed, of course, but just in case anybody hasn't seen it or wants a refresher, remember this adds a copy of your opening hand to your hand. So any card we keep in the mulligan, later on when we play Hexlord Malacrass, is going to be added back to our hand. So the mulligan is very important.
We've got a combo here. If we play Malacrass, we get Aragal plus Book of Specters.
We have a combo, but they're not new cards, Peter. I'm very...
that's true.
I'm worried. But these draw cards.
These are going to give us copies of the new cards?
Okay. Yes, you're right. We can get multiple iterations
of the new multiple iterations?
That's good. Now, let me ask you, is it a smart idea to keep Hexlord Malacrass in our opening hand? Because what we could do is create this chain of infinite...
So Malacrass does say except this card.
He doesn't work himself. Okay, so there's really no reason to keep him then.
It actually worked that way for a little bit, but it was a little bit too much.
Perfect clarification. So no need to keep him then. We don't need him. So we'll look for 2 other things, right? That sound good to you?
All right.
And oh, I'm Future Regis. I don't think chat can see that, but Future Regis is the account here. That's
all right,
wonderful.
Frostbolt. Frostbolt's a good card.
Frostbolt's a fine card.
So it's worth pointing out, Book of Specters will discard any new cards that we draw, except there are no new spells in this deck. So we're good to go.
Oh, perfect. You guys thought of everything.
There's 4 new cards, and they're all minions.
Oh, guys, we're also on the new board. I don't know if that was a plan or not. I guess I'm allowed to click. I don't know.
You should, please. I didn't realize we were going to be on the new board. I'm excited.
I feel like this is going to come off or do something. Maybe not.
Oh, come on, Ryan. I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Wild growth already. Oh, man. This is going to be tough. So is there anything in particular I should click here? You know, I feel like it takes me a month to figure out all the...
I think we should explore, yeah.
Oh, is that going to... Is that going to do different Loa animations?
I think it's got all of them, yeah.
Oh, no way. We need to play Hearthstone too, though. Chat's going to yell at me. I guess Loot Hoarder feels fine. I don't think we need to Aragel
Let's just draw cards so we can find new cards.
Yeah, let's only look for new cards. Ooh, that was the frog. Crocodile's frogs. Oh, my gosh.
Bats.
That actually looks great.
That's really cool.
I love the colors, how they match up. That's really, really nice.
The spirits have really similar come into play animations to that, so it kind of captures that same thing.
Oh, very cool. Oh, okay. I thought there was going to be some sequence there I needed to master, but apparently not. All right, we got to think about this. I feel like Frostbolt's probably fine here. Just we can trade in first, see what we draw, and then...
yeah, it's fine.
I don't know exactly what this deck's going to have in it, but Torque Reaper... I mean, we don't have to Frostbolt, but there's not really much as far as an option is concerned otherwise.
Yeah,
I don't think. There might be a bigger threat. I don't know that we need to play Glacial Shard for tempo. I feel like we can maybe save this.
Well, we're going to have a lot of cards next turn, because we're going to Aragel plus Book of Specters and draw like 6 cards. So it's up to you.
Well, what do you think?
I think we should play it.
Okay, all right.
Why not?
Smorking, guys. You heard it.
We gotta go face, right?
I don't know what the deck's like, so I'm not sure what our
I don't really know what the deck's like either.
Great. We're gonna lose.
I was promised there were no minions, so Book of Specters, or no spells, so Book of Specters wasn't gonna ruin it, but...
Okay. I feel like something's gonna happen here, but I never know. You never know quite what the secrets are going to be. I still don't know the volcano sequence for Journey to Ungro's board.
That's one of my favorites.
I'm really not too good at the board stuff. All right, I'm glad we played this. Look at this.
Yeah, see?
Now we're set up to trade a little better.
Oh, new card!
New card, Water Boy. I can hear the movie references already. 2-mana, 2/1, Battle Cry. Your hero power this turn costs 0. So we can sneak out some extra hero powers with Water Boy, and that's pretty intriguing too. We've already seen one hero power synergy card for Mage, with the Pyromaniac. So that's exciting. That's a pretty neat little card. I feel like I got to play it now.
I'm mostly excited about the Hearthstone water bottles.
Oh, perfect. You're right. Oh, that's a product opportunity right there.
That's just a great piece.
The Blizzard Gear team has to get on that right away. Those are going to sell like hotcakes. That's amazing. I don't know that Waterboy is the right card to play right now. I don't think we want to play Aragel and Waterboy. We're just going to lose one to the board. So I think we just slam a Water Ellie and take a trade.
Yeah, seems good.
And so what are some of the use cases for the Waterboy here? I mean, there are...
Well, so there's some hero power synergy stuff. Mostly, you could have spent 2 mana for your hero power, so it's just you get a free 2/1 and you get to use your hero power.
That's exactly right. Yeah, if you're looking to use your hero power anyway, and then you think about things like Frostlich Jaina.
For sure.
Just being able to cheat out cheaper hero powers is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
this seems like it could be
playing
flexible.
something like Zoo and having a free 2/1 is good for you.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and keep in mind this is a neutral card, not a mage card, so every class can play this. If we look at, for instance, hero cards too, this is a nice way to get some extra cheap hero plays out. Hero power plays out. So that's a neat little guy. And I love the idea that not only are we looking at like the giant trolls and the giant dinosaurs and all these big characters in the Gurubashi arena, we've also got a water boy here who's running water to his to all his troll champions and speaking of the devil.
all right.
So okay, Pyromaniac. We've already seen this. This is a card that's already been revealed, but the one we just referenced. Great synergies here with Waterboy. It seems like we're gonna have some hero power synergies. As far as a play this turn is concerned. I don't know that we have a good way to activate the Pyromaniac here because this is
just
only
Aragel
one
book.
Damage.
Draw a bunch of cards.
I think it's time. We're gonna find some more new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see. And you promised me I won't.
Spirit of the Dragon Hawk.
Okay. All right. Well, not a. Oh, yeah! This is the best draw ever. So I don't know which to look at first, but I guess we're going to look at the legendary first. So we got Jan'alai the Dragonhawk, the new Loa for Mage, 7 mana, 4/4 Beast, Battle Cry. If your hero power dealt 8 damage this If your hero power dealt 8 damage this game, summon Ragnaros the Firelord. And it also has a little keyword here to tell us how many are left. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so you won't see that in the collection, but you'll see it in game.
I gotta play, but we gotta also look at the Spirit now too. Spirit of the Dragonhawk. Of course, 0/3, 2 mana, stealth for 1 turn. Your hero power also targets adjacent minions.
Kind of like Zentimo.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it's exactly like Zentimo, but with your hero power instead of spells. And so just to clarify, does an activation of Spirit of the Dragonhawk targeting an adjacent minion also reduce the counter on Jan'alai, or does each?
Absolutely.
It does?
Yes.
So if I play Spirit and I ping here, it's gonna go down to 6 left instead of 8 left. What? We've drawn every new card right in a row. This is unbelievable. So I still am thinking about these last ones, but now we've also got the Daring Fire Eater, a 1 mana 2/1 for Mage. That artwork looks incredible.
He's
Battle
really cool.
Cry. Your next hero power this turn deals 2 more damage. Oh boy, this is something here. Okay, so we can't play Jan'alai yet, but we don't really need to. We can just my mind is just blown. So it's gonna deal 3 damage for Mage right now.
Yep.
So we can kill off this Violet Teacher, and if we play a Spirit of the Dragonhawk, it's also going to.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, how much mana do we have? We're 1 mana shy of playing all of these things together.
Yeah, we could also just wait, because we don't care that much about the Violet Teacher. If he makes a bunch of tokens, we can just clear him next turn.
Oh, you're right.
Because the Spirit has stealth for 1 turn, so it's probably going to live.
Oh, we can just chill.
We can just chill if we want.
But we can still ping here.
Yeah, for sure.
Or would we rather just play another Water Ellie, maybe?
That's pretty reasonable, too.
I think we'll just play another Water Ellie. I don't know if this matters.
Make sure we get the...
I guess I don't actually need to hit this, because we're probably going to ping it down next turn anyway. But, okay, so the count on this is affected by Spirit of the Dragonhawk. So that's an incredible synergy. This is really diving hard into hero powers for Mage, at least.
It is.
That's exciting.
These are all of the hero power synergy cards in Mage in this expansion.
Oh, perfect. Well, we've seen hero power synergy cards in the past with Inspire from the Grand Tournament. It never took off a ton, but I feel like this has... What? Oh, no. I should have hit that. Should have hit that. It's okay. I kind of gave it a trade back, too.
What's the worst that can happen?
That's a bit of a mistake, I think, but that's all right. Well, we're going to recover with, like, a million Ragnaros.
Yeah.
It's okay. We got at least 2 Ragnaros incoming. I don't think we can maybe make more. Probably only 2. Uh-oh. Just token Druid here. Uh-oh. It is good for our hero power, though. So that's frozen. So now we can, this is alive because it had stealth, which is nice. So the Violet Teacher could not trade into it.
Yep.
So now if we ping here, we're going to hit off all 3 of these.
We could play Pyromaniac if we wanted.
We could also play Pyromaniac to draw a card. And we could even do all of that for free with Waterboy as well. Or we could even freeze stuff with Ice Walker, the return of Ice Walker. So another question about mechanics here. Does this freeze all 3 targets?
It does.
Oh, wow. Now that's exciting again. Oh, man. That's so cool. So I guess we'll just, we don't really need this to do more damage right now. Because we're going to kill off these 1/1s, although we're going to leave ourselves exposed to quite a few 2/2s. What do you think the best play here is, Peter? I'd say maybe just ping and trade into a 2/2.
That seems fine.
Does that sound reasonable? As far we can go ahead and Pyromaniac. So this draws us 3. Does this draw us 3 cards?
It does, yeah.
Of course it does. All of these are consistent. We don't need this to be decided, right? So we're going to draw 3 cards. We don't need to freeze. Maybe we should have played this to get a free body out, perhaps. Oh my gosh! It actually animates those each individually. Oh, I've waited too long.
You got it.
This is a consistent theme for me. Oh, so we do have more spirits. That's right.
Right, because we copied them. And so if you check Jan'alai, you're down to 5, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So to talk about the payoff here for Jan'alai, I think it should be pretty clear that a 7-mana 4/4 that summons a Ragnaros is very good. It's quite reminiscent of Spiteful Summoner, a 4/4 that summons a big body. But unlike Spiteful Summoner, which has some some downsides, inconsistencies, because you don't always know what you're going to get, Ragnaros is a very good minion, and that's exciting.
Ragnaros is pretty good, and also not in Standard.
That's what I was just going to say. It's so cool to bring back cards from Wild format, like Ragnaros, a card I absolutely love. Moved to the Hall of Fame. A little bit sad to see it go. Probably good for the game ultimately, but having it returned back is exciting.
Yeah, Ragnaros is awesome.
Man, oh, that's so cool. Also, just the theme here, I guess, fire being, you know, the mage.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what Janeli's story is as Aloha, but, oh, man.
She really likes fire.
It seems like it looks like maybe her wings are a little bit on fire here. Very, very cool. I'm so glad you guys picked mage. Thank you for picking mage. We have to get a Ragnaros here. Surely Chucky or Reels, whoever this is, will take it easy on us. Icicle. Oh, we have so many cards now. Oh, we have Hexlord Malacras. Not something I think we're going to be playing because I think we had just a couple things. So this has nothing inside of it as far as a Death Rattle is concerned.
Yep.
So we could maybe trade here, pop out the 2/2, or alternatively,
get rid of the teacher.
The teacher is generating a lot of value, so we could go here as far as our pings are concerned with Spirit of the Dragonhawk. Nice thing about this too is that it is cheap enough that you can play it out and not feel too bad doing it the same turn. It's not just relying on a stealth for next turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so flexible at its cost. So I think we want to ping multiple bodies here.
Yeah,
we can even make it do 3 damage with our Daring Fire Eater, right? So
yeah, maybe we Icicle the 2/2.
Oh, okay. So we have the 3 health guys in play. Yeah, I like this. So then we're going to be pinging on
the middle guy. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm taking too long here.
And Daring Fire Eater.
Yeah, figuring out all these new artworks. And then I think, are we saying we're trading into the Violet Teacher?
I think so, yeah. Just in case.
Okay. Getting emoted.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the smallest board, but...
And I think...
Still, the ping here is going to be pretty nice next turn.
I think we have Ragnaros online.
Oh, no way. Already? That seemed like it went so fast.
Yeah.
With these, the Spirit makes it activate so quickly. As long as your opponent's playing a lot of minions. I guess if they're playing taller boards, it might be a little bit harder to achieve that quickly. But if they're a token-style deck, this is Odd Paladin's nightmare. Just pinging everywhere all the time.
Yep.
Just 3 pings constantly. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to feel compelled to play this because I want to see Ragnaros, but I'm really not sure it's the best play. That said, though, without our ping doing additional damage this turn, we really don't have good ways to clean these up right now that I can see.
Yeah, not really.
We could maybe dig for the other Daring Fire Eater, I believe the name was.
Yep.
If we wanted with the Book of Specters. That leaves us with 7 mana. We could still play Janeli as a last resort in that scenario. But Janeli, the Ragnaros effect, not necessarily great against a token board. Those 8/8s are going to be hitting smaller guys pretty consistently.
We could play the Ice Walker and freeze a lot of his board.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I like that. Ice Walker
okay.
and freeze the board. What would we freeze, you think? I would probably freeze.
Right there. If we're going to do that, we probably Book of Specters first then?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if we can find the Daring Fire.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Gnome. Another card that's been revealed previously, but pretty exciting here. Our opponent certainly has more than 2 minions. So we could Belligerent Gnome, Ice Walker, and Ping. For 6 mana, we have 7 mana remaining. I like that.
That's pretty good.
It feels good. We're protecting our Spirit, which is nice. I don't know. We've kind of he positioned really well here around our freeze effect because we've got 5 attack over here and 5 attack over here.
Yeah. Either way.
But this trades a little more favorably there. I think we can force the 2/2s in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We do still have 1 more Spirit of the Dragonhawk.
Oh, we do. Yes. I really like the way this deck is. Oh, it doesn't freeze.
Didn't freeze.
Oh, okay. Well, it freezes 1. We know that now. We'll keep that in mind for the future. I really like the way this deck plays, though. This is very cool. Hero powers are one of the things that makes Hearthstone really great compared to a lot of other card games I've played. It makes each class feel so unique, and empowering the hero power like that's really nice. So, I mean, I think we're gonna start turning the corner here a little bit, as far as stabilizing. I don't think we're dead, which means we're gonna play Janeli next turn.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
I think we have to.
I
almost don't even care what the board state looks like. I'm a little worried like double Savage Roar is gonna come and I'm gonna lose my chance. So it's gonna happen, guys. Don't worry. Don't fret. Don't worry, chat. I think he does need to prioritize the Spirit of the Dragonhawk though, which is intriguing.
Yeah, which is good.
You know, these cards create a lot of frictions. They almost have that pseudo taunt style where you kind of have to respect them because otherwise the potential snowball value is way too high. And another synergy card. Not great right now though. And again, because we don't have the Daring Fire Eater's buff on the hero power making it do additional damage, I think we're just gonna go for Janeli. And then probably trade and ping through.
Yeah, we can get Waterboy out too.
Yeah, oh that's right, we can finally play this guy. I've kind of been sitting on this for a while. Perhaps I've neglected our friend the Waterboy. So we'll Waterboy, we'll ping, and we'll, for a second I forgot this was going to be 0. That's perfect. And then we'll play Jan'alai, and we're going to be quiet here to hear the entrance animation and the sound effects. So listen, chat, listen.
Spirit of the flame, turn them to ash!
That's so good!
Oh, it's so good!
Oh, I love it.
Face.
I love
face.
it. Oh. You wanted to go face, of
Always.
course. That's Ragnaros' one destiny, is to go face. That is so exciting that he comes back. He's even got a Rastakhan's logo there behind his tech.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
This is Rastakhan's Ragnaros, or really Jan'alai's Ragnaros.
I kind of wish that was the name of the expansion now. Rastakhan's
Ragnaros.
Ragnaros. Oh, no!
No!
I think it might be a good thing we played this when we did. Man. Oh, that's... Now, let me ask you something. If you bounce Jan'alai the Dragonite back to your hand via whatever mechanism, Youthful Brewmaster, does the count start over, I'm presuming?
No.
It doesn't start over?
No. It's just tracks this game.
Oh, it's the whole game. Oh my gosh. So that's actually pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That could do some nifty things. I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Huh. So if I were to draw this works like we've seen with like Giants and other things in the past, where if I were to draw this now, it doesn't have to be in hand. It's just ready to go.
It's just ready to go.
Instantly be ready. Oh my goodness, that is exciting. Well, I feel like maybe we could play it again. We have a great turn here.
Yeah,
Jan'alai into Fire Eater into Ping.
And trade,
is going to clear up most of this. This is going to be at 1 health, I guess, right? So we maybe don't need to trade.
Well, we don't have the Spirit out, so it's not going to AoE.
Oh, of course. We lost.
We could play the Spirit. We have one, but
yeah, but
then we can't play second Ragnaros.
Can't play second Ragnaros. Well, I think we just ping and trade then. Take the chance for the 8/8 to hit the Cenarius, and
that sounds right to me.
We should be good to go.
Spirit of the flame.
That is such a cool combo when you get the Fire Eater, the Spirit Hawk, and your ping. That's a very powerful clear. So it doesn't really matter here how we do this. But we're taking a 50-50, and I think we've stabilized. I think we're going to win this game.
Face!
Oh, you still wanted to go face.
I always wanted to go face.
Clearly the minion's better. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
So we're down to 6 cards. We've drawn through our deck surprisingly
we
fast.
have, yeah.
Maybe I'm just having
a lot of card draw.
I might just be having so much fun with this. Oh, that's only 2 cards.
Only 2 cards.
Who cares? Who cares? This game's gone so fast. It's been so much fun. Okay, so what was our opening hand? I can't remember what the 3rd card was. I believe we had Archmage Eric. Oh, Frostbolt. That's not a bad card to see here. We could Frostbolt the...
Oh!
Never mind. I think I know what we're playing.
That seems pretty good.
If you're not dead, it's always right to play Jaina.
That seems pretty good. I think we're not dead.
Yeah.
We're dead to Savageroar, I think. But
we're creating some... no, don't say that. You're going to jinx us. Don't say that. We're creating... He's going to have to do something with these now because he has to...
All right.
He has to respect our ping. And so already an amazing set
we're not dead to Savageroar.
of hero power synergies, and then you pile Jaina onto that. And
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Like scary good, I feel like. That seems so strong.
It's worth mentioning a lot of these cards are odd.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. So an odd mage deck where you already get an upgraded hero power that's dealing 2 damage.
Yeah, so Jan'alai, Pyromaniac are both odd.
Oh,
the Spirit's actually even.
Goodness.
But
wow.
We wanted to keep them a little bit separate just so you could try the even version or the odd version.
Right.
You're probably going to do the odd version because Ragnaros is awesome. But
yeah, but still, there's a lot of ways to work with that. Even just the default hero power is... even with Daring Fire Eater, like that's a 4 damage ping then, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It does add 2 to the damage, is that right? I'm not looking at the card, so... Man, that's going to be a lot of fun. And no Savageroar, just a Firefly.
Just a Firefly.
Ragnaros just chipping away at this board. I guess we don't seem to have a good ping at the moment, although we could refresh our hero power. So
yeah,
ping,
I was going to say, we could Spirit, Ping, Pixie, Ping, and get 3 water elementals?
No way.
Oh, sorry, just 2, because the...
Is that enough mana? This is 4, 7, 9. Oh, no way. Is this real? Come on, this is too good. So we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this.
Yeah, so we'll only get 2, I think.
Yeah, this is not going to die, but... did I... Yeah, I did that right. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh my gosh. What? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Ragnaros finally snipes there. And oh, Ragnaros is an elemental, so he heals with Jaina. Wow, I love this deck so much. I'm playing this day one even though I've already played it.
So this is one of my favorite decks in the new expansion.
This is so good. Wrath for 1 on Ragnaros. Wrath has got nothing on Rag. Well played indeed.
I like our chances in this one.
I think I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. I like Cold Wraith as a card already, and it's even better in this. It's cool.
We should probably play Malacrash just so we can see
of course,
the visuals.
yeah, that's a great idea. You are smart. Yeah, okay. We're gonna get a Frostbolt too, which isn't bad here. Oh, that is awesome. I wasn't quiet enough. I'm sad. Like I maybe interrupted a little, but let's just. I don't really think we might need to kill that because it's potentially going to summon some 1/1s. Although 1/1s aren't bad for us now that I think about it. We're a mage. We're Jaina. Maybe we should let him summon some 1/1s. Either way, we're feeling very good here. I knew we were going to win. I knew we'd be at my side.
We had it.
You're good at Hearthstone. I'm okay.
And perfect game. We're 30 health.
Oh, you're right. It's looking good. Almost drawn every card, too. And we drew all of the reveal cards, like one for one,
exactly.
right in a row. That was a perfect.
Well, it helps that we drew our whole deck, but yeah.
That's true. That's true. And I didn't burn anything, which is important. That's pretty nice.
That was good.
Okay, we're not quite yet on lethal, I don't think, but getting awfully close.
Yeah, I think we're one short.
So. Yeah, one off.
We could, yeah.
We could maybe find, is there another
Pixel or
Frostbolt in
something.
the deck?
Pixie or something.
Almost out of cards.
I don't have space for Pixie now, but either way. We'll just draw through the entire deck. Second belligerent gnome. This is a nice little deck. This felt really good.
It's pretty fun. I like this one a lot.
I liked it a lot. Man, the synergies are very sneaky good. Spirit of the Dragonhawk seems like a great card, even without Jan'alai. Like it's independently strong, which is nice. Again, just the odd paladins and the token decks of the world. It seems like we've seen a few mechanics here which are slowing some of those token downs.
We were gonna finish him with Ragnaros.
He didn't let us. No, no. Oh, still though, really, really fun game. That was amazing. So, are we gonna take a quick look at those cards again at the full view? I guess maybe.
Yeah, let's take a look at those and.
Yeah.
In all their glory.
Yeah. Up first, we had Jan'alai the Dragonhawk, 7 mana, 4/4. I just love this as like a controlled, reliable, spiteful summoner. It still takes a little bit of work to achieve, but the effect is so strong. And again, I just can't get enough.
7 mana Ragnaros.
I can't get enough
7 mana Ragnaros.
So a fantastic Loa, and I think we've already seen exactly what kind of deck this fits in, but I'm sure there are other ways to utilize this thing as
for
well.
sure. You could even just put this in super late game control mage with no hero power synergy whatsoever and just deal the 8 damage by turn 20.
Eventually you're going to get there. And it's damage dealt, not hero powers activated too, which I think is pretty interesting because, like you said, with the odd mage, it really only takes 4 hero powers to deal 8 damage instead of a full 8 hero powers. So that doesn't really take that long, particularly in an odd deck where you might have some odd mana turns anyway.
And if you generate this guy randomly in something like Hunter or Warlock, whose hero power does a lot of damage, Warlock dealing damage to himself, of course.
Yeah.
You'll get Ragnaros even faster.
That's incredible. I really, really like this card. So do we have any other, what's up next here for next cards?
Let's take a look. We got
Daring
Fire
Eater. I love the artwork on this one. 1 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, your next hero power this turn deals 2 more damage. And that's just sneaky good at making your hero power deal 3. 3 is a really significant number in Hearthstone. A lot of those kind of early to mid-game minions have that 3 health mark. So this guy allows you to really cheaply boost that impact while still developing at least a small presence on the board.
Even if you just look at him as like 3 mana, 1/1, Battlecry, deal 3 damage, that's like not bad.
Yeah, I think
like
that would be a playable
reasonable
card. That feels really strong.
It's like pretty close.
Yeah, okay. So what else did we see here?
I think we got the Spirit.
Ooh, Spirit of the Dragonhawk. I really like this card. So good at those token boards. Really for 4 mana, dealing, it's a bit worse than something like Shooting Star perhaps for 4 mana, but the fact that it has stealth and it sticks around and all those other snowball synergy options, this thing really starts to pile up quickly.
Right, you get 2 Shooting Stars essentially.
Yeah.
And in the matchups where you want that, that's really good. And then of course you have the Daring Fire Eater, and then it's not Shooting Star anymore.
As we saw, and I really like that all of them are so low cost. So they're easy to just flex into a turn, play out. You don't have to rely on the stealth if your opponent has like Hellfires or whatever kind of AoE. You can play it that turn and still immediately recognize the value. If this costs like 6 mana or something, it'd be unplayable. It'd be so hard to fit in.
All of the spirits are actually like that. The most expensive one costs 4, and the rest of them are all either 4 or cheaper.
That's great.
A lot of them are in this like 1 to 2 mana range.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. And then I think finally we had
Water Boy.
The Water Boy. I love this guy. I feel like I am this guy. So 2 mana, 2/1, neutral card. Battlecry, your next hero power this turn costs 0. And that's just a nice little free 2/1 basically. which yeah, I think there are going to be some decks that can find some way to utilize that. Maybe there's some sneaky good ways to do that, or just an early tempo sort of play to help you stop some aggressive decks. But I'm intrigued to see how people fit this one into decks. Anything really good you've seen?
I think this guy's a cool card. I'm not sure he actually goes in that mage deck, because mostly he's just a free 2-1.
Right.
You're more likely to play like Pixie and reset your hero power.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's a cool option for something like Zoo, or if there were ever more powerful hero powers, or things that you were doing where you had an aggressive deck that really cared about its hero power, that could also play even cost cards. Because there's a lot of aggressive decks that care about their hero power, but they can't play
I was
even
thinking about
cost
like
cards.
Odd Hunter, for instance. Like,
Yeah.
you'd love to cheat out of 3 free
would
damage.
love this,
but
or
yeah, he's 2 mana.
You know, Odd Paladin too. There's a reason he's 2 mana.
Yeah, very smart. I like it. And it's just a cool card, too. And I can't wait to buy my Hearthstone water bottle coming to a Blizzard store near you in the future, hopefully. Hopefully so.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I think that's all of the cards we have
It's
to
a
show.
lot. No, you showed a ton of cards. A handful of new legendaries. We saw Janelai, Zentimo. Those were both incredible. I'm beyond excited. I thought that
It was
mage
fun.
deck
It was a fun
awesome.
game, too. Thank you for winning for us. That's important.
That's all you. No, you helped. I couldn't have
I
done it
very
without you.
rarely get to beat Ryan in Hearthstone games, so
Yeah, I don't win much at all, so I totally feel you, believe me.
that was great. I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Rastakhan's Rumble, it's coming out in early December. We are incredibly excited about it. You can take a look at rastakhansrumble.com to see the most recent card reveals, to pre-order the expansion. You can also pre-order the expansion in the client. There's 2 different pre-order bundles that you can do. The community card reveals are going to start tonight, and they're going to go for the next couple of weeks. There's some exciting cards coming out, and some really
wait.
amazing people revealing those cards. I think Regis did a card for us last expansion.
I did. It was a lot of fun. I think I only get these this time around, but this was more than enough. I'm honored.
There's a lot of really fantastic people, so please go out and support those streamers. That's great. Tune in for the final card reveal live stream. That'll be November 28th with Dean Ayala and Brian Kibler. Those are some great guys. Dean is fantastic. Brian's done a lot of great stuff. So we are really excited for all of that, and thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.